Well, judging from the carving on your desk, it looks like his name is Ozzy.
Yes, and apparently he rules.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So this is about something I've noticed, and it's something that you see every day in the regular news cycle. This is about gaslighting. And a lot of YouTube channels actually honestly believe the things that come out of Kennedy's camp and her PR people. They don't bother to listen to people that are actually in the know, like Matthew Bellany. The gaslighting, that she has any control over Lucasfilm. No, she doesn't. That she's helping plan her succession. I don't believe that, because I don't think Bob Iger wants her any of her input anywhere, right? That there is a Ray movie. And a lot of people on some of the commenters on on X, on YouTube, run with that. Now, is it because they've been gaslit by Kennedy's bullshit? Part of it is true. They don't look at what's going on, what's obvious here, all right? And what is obvious is that something is happening at Lucasfilm, and you don't need to have it explicitly listed out there for you to see that there's something happening, right? She has not said a public word in a long time, but we get, from Daniel RPK or whatever his name is on X, that the Ray movie is going forward. I think it would have been quite obvious the moment Daisy Ridley said that she was sideswiped and ambushed by Kennedy the day of Star Wars Celebration about a Ray movie. That it would be obvious there's something else going on here that has nothing to do with reality. And it's Kennedy trying to get people convinced that somehow she's still in control and that changes aren't coming. Now, we've been told through Sparrow the changes started for real after Dial of Destiny dropped and disappeared. Steven Spielberg, basically, by ignoring her at the Dial of Destiny LA premiere, said, she's done. We're done. I'm done with her. Disney canceling and removing Willow and then shutting down the Star Wars hotel is another instance. And no, it's not because the hotel was so expensive. That's not just one of the reasons. The reasons was the sequel trilogy over Star Wars, because the sequel trilogy is not Star Wars. And the fact that she gaslit people before The Rise of Palpatine came out with the fact that there were no books. She knew there were books. She didn't want people to question why they were so bad and why they didn't make any sense. Because deep in her heart, she knows she failed, right? This is why she's doing what she's doing. This is all gaslighting. And it's really interesting how YouTube itself has picked up on the gaslighting. The black pills run with it. because it makes them money, even if they know it's bullshit. I know more than one know that the Ray movie is never going to get made. It's up there with Ryan Johnson's trilogy, right, which was the first moment of gaslighting by Kathleen Kennedy and her Lucasfilm buddies. The reason why? They wanted people to believe that he did such a great job with The Last Jedi that they were willing to sacrifice 3 movies to him. Right? The movie made more than $1 billion less than it was supposed to because no one liked it. Right? And he comes out not too long ago and says, I never really had a trilogy. So you've got him saying that, Mark dissing the sequels, Mark Hamill dissing the sequels in an interview, Harrison Ford embracing his time with Star Wars and being charitable towards Adam Driver, and Ron Howard basically saying it's a shame Solo bombed so badly, and then talking about the directors that had been there before him, Lord and Miller. This is an indirect statement about Kathleen Kennedy's stewardship. Has nothing to do with Lord and Miller. Because in my opinion, they never should have been part of Star Wars to begin with. They were inappropriately hired because they were inappropriate directors. This is way too serious of a subject for two Goombas, two whatevers, to touch. It should have been, Sam Raimi or somebody. But let's talk more.
I take it back. You're not unprofessional. You're a freaking loon.
Yep. I want to get out of here before her trainer shows up with a bucket of live mice for her pre-show feeding.
Dad, when are you going to stop blighting the environment with this atrocity? My God, can't you see that it wants to die? Let it go.
Urinal cakes?
I don't believe this. All these years, the doyenne of Seattle's elite, looking down her nose at everyone in sight. She owes it all to this. She's managed to have her urinal cake and eat it too. Hello, Marta. Like to speak to Maris. Oh, why not? Ah. She's in the final level of her guru's serenity training, the week-long vow of silence, day 6. No, Marta, that's all right. She doesn't have to come to the phone. Just give her this message. I've flushed out her family secret. Hello, Maris.
So, when did her gaslighting actually come to some point where she was actually successful? I would say it was The Acolyte. I would say they decided, give her a TV show. She can't hurt the franchise much with that. We're not giving her a movie. Because this is how it happened. She brought the entire cast and crew with the flaming psycho next to her in this picture to Star Wars Celebration and made a big deal about it. To the point where, from what I saw, Favreau and Filoni just walked off the stage, right? This is the only place that it worked, but it worked to getting the thing made. We don't know how it got paid for, because when they hired Karen McCarthy, they didn't get the okay from Disney, and Karen McCarthy was suddenly out of a job, stuck in London with a house she had just rented and no reason to really be there. And that's why she's suing. I know for a fact that they didn't. I know there wasn't an Acolyte show when they hired her. And that's fraud. That's criminal fraud. So then what happened? Well, Kathy found the money somewhere and gave it to Leslie Headland, who went around the Azores and other places filming scenes and came up with a sizzle reel and came up with other scenes. And when it was shown to Jon Favreau, he basically said it was garbage. It was the worst fan film he's ever seen. But they decided, we'll go with it. So Disney then gave money enough to finish it, right? And it was finished. And I think it still has a 19% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's how bad it was, right? Now, they took away 4 seasons of the 3 seasons of the Anne Bohr series and gave her 1 season to tie it all up. And if you watch it, you'll see where there were a lot of really bad editing moments. I know it got so many Emmy, nominations and all the rest of that. And it's like, whoopee twang, that's meaningless, right? There were quite a few things that were missing. And I think probably came from Disney. We don't want this, and we don't want this, so get rid of it. All right. That's whatever victory she got, that's the victory she gets, right? She's not talking about that. We don't get to hear her bragging about Anne Bohr, right? But we do consistently hear from RPK on DRPK on X and Inside the Magic. What a shit show that is. The Direct and other dumpster fire websites that the Ray movie is going to start filming. The Ray movie doesn't exist. This is huge gaslighting on Kennedy's part. And the problem with it is I think there are people out there. I think Gary Beekler knows it's bullshit. I think, everybody else knows it's bullshit. But they'll go with it and make you believe it's happening. Because they know you're not going to think. And go, wait a minute. They're not weighing the fact that Ray doesn't sell any merchandise. They're not looking at the fact that each successive movie in the sequel trilogy made less and less. They're not weighing that at all. They need you to believe, so you keep coming back and sending them super chats. And same thing with Star Wars Explained, because this is all they exist for. You got to remember that Molly Damon sat on a fan panel and talked about how Rey made it possible for women in Star Wars to whatever. And it's like, we're going to just ignore Leia and Padme and Mon Mothma and okay. They need this. It's not real. I do not understand why people don't see it. Look, that movie that they show on the rocks, like along the sides at Galaxy's Edge, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Skywalker saga, and it has nothing to do with Rey. It has nothing, there's no sequel trilogy in it at all. None. Yet here we are, right? The gaslighting will continue to the day Kennedy is announced that she's gone, all right? And that's all I can say, but if you actually believe any of this stuff is true, that they're getting a movie for Rey, you've been gaslit. You're as bad as a Democrat who believes, the mainstream media about Trump. I'm telling you right now, get other sources who are reasonable, logical, rational, and don't have any financial gain, Kennedy is really good at gaslighting, but she's not that good. Because everything is out there now. All right. All you have to do is look. This is Steph, signing out. See you around the galaxy.